Meet our characters. We got David. He is born in America and lives in the Netherlands. He works in the Netherlands as a cardiologist. Then there is Amanda. Amanda is born in the Netherlands and works as a nurse. We also have Steve. He's our patient and also born and lives in the Netherlands. 3 different people, with different nationalities, who encounter each other in a care process and have to understand each other's terms, language and dialect. Sometimes a difficult task if data is not presented in the correct code, language and dialect. In the current healthcare landscape we see a large number of different code systems, in many different languages and dialects. We would like them to be used properly within IT systems, but in practice this is still quite a challenge. There are code systems from different disciplines with different purposes. For the individual systems it is important that they are used, but cannot always be used to communicate with other systems or user groups. Certainly if we look at the patient user group, it appears that translation from a medical point of view can be a complex matter without a good translation service. In other words, presenting the data in the right coding, for the right role, with the right language and dialect, is a major challenge. What do we now see in practice? The doctor is trained in medical terminology and will use his medical terminology from the point of view of diagnosis and treatment, which is much like Latin.
Dear sir, you suffer from carotid artery stenosis.
Without the right prior knowledge, it is quite a challenge to find out what actually bothers you as a patient. Between the various doctors, however, it is a very good way to accurately record and communicate which condition someone has and which policy is appropriate for the complaints. To present the data for the right role in the correct language and dialect, you need all the different references of the code systems used. This is quite a task in terms of knowledge, let alone implementation and maintenance. Until now, with Open Terminology Server you can provide these translations, without implementation, maintenance and knowledge of the different code systems. How does that work? Submit a FHIR resource, bundle, or code to the Open Terminology Server API. In addition, you send the desired role, language and dialect. A cascade for these 3 elements is possible. Open Terminology Server will return or complete the requested description of all available codes in the bundle in the correct role, language and dialect. In this case, the patient-friendly description is requested in Dutch. All languages are possible, provided there are official translations. If not, own translations can be added. The patient can now read that complex sentence back in his own language and dialect. He has narrowing of the carotid artery, arteria carotis, usually due to arteriosclerosis, which can cause blood clots to break loose and block vessels, disrupting blood flow to the brain. That is clearer language that can also be presented in the patient-friendly language and dialect of choice, because Open Terminology Server translates this in the background, through the official translations. Not only an important difference for the patient, but also for other healthcare providers in the field. During his journey, the patient often visits several places and institutions that all benefit from the correct information in their own terminology, with the correct language and dialect. This information can not only have a different presentation per discipline, but also, as in this example, in a different basic language or dialect. This improves communication and improves the quality of treatment. This business case is made possible by using the Open Terminology Server. Want to know more about the FHIR Translateservice tool, and how you can easily integrate it into your software? Or want to know what other tools are available and build on top of the Open Terminology Server to easily and efficiently work with terminology? Contact us.